Okay, hello friends, this is Yusy here. Welcome to part 6 of Crash Course Python. So in this video, we're gonna learn about reading and writing files. Okay, so simply we're gonna read some text files and then see how we can create a new file, how we can read the existing file. Okay, how we can add the data into the existing file and delete a file, those stuffs. So let's quickly jump into the coding. So here in our online editor, right, actually if you click this icon, you will be able to see the file structure. Okay, so the main.py is the file in which we are writing the code, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a new file. Okay, so say for example file1.txt. Okay, and I'm going to write some content, so line 1, line 2, line 3. Okay, so it's already automatically saving it. Now if you go to main.py, now this file1.txt is available in the same folder. Okay, so we can just read the file directly using Python. So I want to say something like f is equal to open of the file name, which is the file1.txt, okay, comma, then mode of the operation is r for read. Okay, now once we open the file, right, we can just read it using f dot read. Okay, and if you want to print this one, we can directly print like print f dot read and then f dot close. So if you run this one, we should be able to see this line 1, line 2, line 3. Okay, now uh, I'm going to read this in a different manner, because if you open the file, you should close the file. There is another method which will not expect you to close the file automatically, because it will close it, it will not expect you to close the file, it will close automatically. So that syntax is actually something starting with a keyword called with. Okay, with open, and similarly file1.txt comma r. Okay, here we need to have a keyword as, then the variable name f. Okay, then we can just do whatever we want, like printing f dot read. Okay, and that's it, we don't require to close it. Okay, you can see all the statement will be available inside the block of this with. So when it comes out, right, it will automatically close the file. So if you read this one, we should be able to see the same result. So now we can see this is reading 3 times, this is reading also 3 times. Okay, now it's simple read. Now let's see how we're going to create a file. So what I'm going to do here, so with open, so it's very simple only, as you expect, like file2.txt, it's my new file name. I'm going to say w as f2. Okay, and f2 dot write is the method, you can write it. So here new line 1, okay, f2 dot write new line 2, and so on. Okay, now after finishing this line 10, right, this file2.txt would have been created. So if you want to test that one, right, so first I'm going to say run. Now it's executed. Now how do we check this file2 is created or not? If I go and click this thing, right, still we don't see a file2 here. That's because it's a cloud environment, so it's taking some time, but I want to check it using the Python itself. So what I'm going to do here I'm going to import a module called import.os. Okay, so the OS is actually a module available in Python, using which we can just list down the files inside a directory. So I'm going to say os.get current working directory. So this will give me the current folder. Okay, so home runner is the folder. So also we have a command like os.list.dir, okay, listing the directories. So here we should pass in like /home/runner. It will list down the files available in this directory. Here you can see file1.txt and file2.txt is already available. Our main.py is also available. Okay, still not created. Anyway, so it's available. So since it's available, we should be able to read it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to comment this one. Okay, and I'm going to remove this, I don't want it. Okay, here I'm going to say file2. Okay, since we already created it, we should be able to read it. So if you run it, here you can see new line 1 and new line 2 is created, but there is no end of line character, because when we writing it, right, we didn't put any /n, those stuffs. Okay, so if you want to do it, and also if you are opening again with the w mode, it will replace the content. Okay, say for example, now I am removing this. Okay, and then I'm again opening with W. If I write it, if I run it, see here it will read, it is reading the old file, so it's printing line 1 and line 2, but after that we have overridden with the line 1. So if I run it again, it will print only one time. Okay, so now if you want to demonstrate, okay, here if you see file 2 is created now. Okay, I'm going to file 1. Here you can see already there are 1, 2, 3 is available. So here if I just say instead of file 2, file 1.txt, okay, let me close this one. Okay, after this I'm going to with open, I don't want to do this also because I'm just going to demonstrate. Okay, so I'm going to run this one. Okay, I'm going to open the file 1 with the W mode and then write only one line. So if I run this one, right, so it's completed. If I open this file 1, now you can see, okay, still it's in buffer. Anyway, so if I read it right with open file 1.txt with the read mode as f, okay, print f dot read, you should be able to see only one line. Yes, okay, fine, that's cool. Now I want to say a few more things. We have several other methods of reading. Okay, one is read, which we have just seen. It will read all the data in a single variable. Okay, which means if I want to say here, okay, another name, okay, assume this is my content, okay, and then here I'm just going to read it, then it will just read and then print everything in a single variable name. But if I say read of maybe 10, okay, I can give a number of characters which I want to read. So now if you run it, right, it will just read only that 10 character. Okay, and we have another thing called read line. Okay, so read line will not take anything. Okay, read line. So if you do read line, right, it will read only first line. You can see only one line is printed. And we also have something called read lines. Okay, this will read all the lines and then give you in a form of a list. Okay, so that you can just iterate through the list also. So these are different kinds of reading the file. Now let's see to append the file. Okay, so file 1 is already having 2 lines, so I'm just going to append this one. Let's start with open file 1.txt, comma, okay, we should put a as f. Okay, so f dot write new line. Okay, and then after this I'm going to say with open file 1.txt as r as f again, and I'm going to print f dot read. I'm going to print everything. So let's run this one. Okay, so here you can see it prints with all the values, which means previously it was Mohammad Yusuf and then another name. Now we have added the new line, but it is added at the end basically without any /n, but that's okay. So we have seen how do we write, read, and also append. Now let's see how do we delete. So for deleting, right, we don't have a what to say, we don't have something like these, but we have a method in OS module. Okay, so we have just seen import OS, right? So here, okay, I'm going to say import OS. Okay, in OS we have something called os.remove. Okay, that will remove the file. So I'm going to say os.remove. Okay, I'm going to say file 1.txt. So this will actually remove the file. So to check whether it is removed or not, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something like os.list directory. I'm going to list down the directory of the path /home/runner, but even I'm going to say os.get cwd because this will give me the same current working directory. So if you see, the file 2.txt is available, but file 1.txt is not available. So that's it for this video. It's a short video, I know, with respect to the file operations. So in the next video we're gonna see about some exception handling in Python, and then what next, I have not thought about it, but surely I'll be coming up with some interesting things. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and thanks for the support. Bye.